Okay, so I was today years old when I found out that you cannot switch from front to back camera unless you have a separate app while you're recording a video. So I tried to switch the view around so we could talk about the sleeping quilt and stuff, and it stopped recording. So we're back, yay. All right, so my sleeping quilt, you'll see here that there's a cuff at the top where it goes around your neck. There's a little bit extra padding, and you can see there's buttons here so you can actually cinch it around your neck. This is the back of the sleeping quilt. And that's why you see there's what appears to be a big hole in the back. You can also see there are 3 straps here, and this is one of the 2 systems where you can cinch it down. So if I attach the strap to the other side and I can cinch it, it closes to about 1 inch. The second option is there's clips here where I use a cord and I attach it to the sleeping pad itself, and so those are the 2 systems. What I've done is I've used the straps and I've just cinched it down. I've also slept with it like this, so the front is actually down and we're looking at the back of it. But in the desert, when it's hot in the evening or at night, I've actually slept with the quilt this way so that like the hot air can escape and I'm cooler while I'm sleeping. And I think there were like 3 or 4 nights where it stayed pretty toasty during the evening. You'll see that the sleeping quilt has a foot bed, and the same is on the front and the back. And so there is no quote unquote hole on the front of it. Your feet stay pretty nice and toasty in the footbed, and then you just use the different methods to either attach this to the sleeping pad or cinch it up however you prefer. I think so far there's only been 2 or 3 nights where I've cinched all 3 cords up so they were inch gap, and that's about it. And then I actually cinched up the collar as well, and this was on my backside so that I was sleeping comfortably. The stuff sack is not bad. I would say it's about 2 Nalgene's, but what you're going to see here is I've added a trash compactor bag inside of my stuff sack. I don't use trash bags because trash bags rip very easily compared to trash compactor bags. Since the compactor is actually compacting stuff, that's why the bags have to be a little bit more sturdy. And so that's why I prefer them. And also the compactor bags, they weigh about the same as a trash bag. So you're not adding a lot of weight, but you are adding durability to the safety or protecting your quilt or sleeping bag. So that's a sleeping quilt. This is the sleeping pad. You can see here the stuff sack's about 1 liter. It actually rolls in to the stuff sack. I've pulled it out so you can see the 2 valves. One is the in valve and the out valve. And if I go over here, this is known as the schnozzle bag or the schnoz bag. And this valve is where you attach it to the sleeping pad, and you actually fill air into this bag and then push it into the sleeping pad. The reason why you don't breathe directly into the sleeping pad is because you don't want to put moisture in here because there's down inside the sleeping pad. So instead of the possibility of getting mold and all that kind of stuff in the sleeping pad, the company is Xped. They decided to use this schnoz bag to fill it so that you don't have to worry about moisture getting inside the sleeping pad from you blowing inside of it. The company also, I believe, says this schnoz bag can be used as the stuff sack. I don't do that. I like to protect this bag since it is blowing up the actual sleeping pad, and I found that the stuff sack is a little bit more durable than the schnoz bag, and so I just roll it up. Both of them actually get rolled up and put in the stuff sack. So that's it, the Xped sleeping pad and the Katabatic gear sleeping quilt. So let's see, the 2 items I think I have not discussed are the tent, which I said we'd talk about later, and then clothing. We could probably talk a little bit more about water stuff as well, because I do use a Camelback rather than individual containers. But I think for today, that's enough gear talk. So since I cannot turn the camera around, I'm going to just turn my foot around, and we'll see if I can aim it correctly and get my face on there for the end of the video. All right. So I think that's it for gear today. What I'll do is I'll post both of these videos, and I will carve out time to talk about my tent and also some clothing. I actually just switched out some clothing, so we can talk about the clothing I used in the desert as well as the clothing that I'm going to use in Colorado in the snow. And then maybe we can touch on some water stuff. So there's another gear video coming, but for today I think we covered the cooking system and the water filtration system, the what else did we cover? The trekking pole, the spot device, and then the sleeping pad and the sleeping quilt. So I think that's it for today. Everyone have a nice evening. No shout outs today. It was a rest day. So I guess shout out to rest is the closest thing I'll get to today. So hope everyone's safe and have a great week.